Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 my beautiful people. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, yes. Yes, let's wait for a couple of people to come in. Hey, hey, hey. My beautiful, beautiful people. Yes, yes. So let's wait for a couple of people to come in. So yes, I have some things that I need to go over with you all. See, I told you, Chicago, we have to wake up. We have to wake up, Chicago. We must wake up. Yes, welcome to the light. Yes, we have to wake up. Can you all hear me? Can you, if you can hear me, say yes. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Say, if you can hear me, can you say yes? If you all can hear me, can you say yes? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, good. Okay, okay. So, you all. Hey, 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 Riri. Hey, Miss Danny. Yes, I can hear you clear. Okay, good. All right, you all. So, well, let me introduce myself. Danny C, expert fitness trainer from Chicago. So, this is where fitness meets politics, okay? So, because we have an idiot Mohawk mayor and an idiot governor, and the aldermen are idiots too, then our job for Chicago Flips Red is to flip Chicago and Illinois red. So this is our mission, to shine a light on everything that this corrupt administration has done to the citizens of Chicago and Illinois and basically America, and to show you all and shine the light that what is going on in our neighborhoods while we keep voting Democrat and keep putting these people in office, and how they're selling us out and using us for our votes without getting anything in return. So, with that being said, okay, so citizens of Chicago, if you're in Chicago, this is for everyone, because we want to, yes, we want to wake up New York, California, all the Democratic cities, especially when they have a great, tremendous black population there. We want to wake you all up and have you all and tell you all to rise up. And this is why I'm addressing the black community, because we are the ones who vote Democrat 90 to 95% of the time from, I want to say, 60 years. We've been doing it for 60 years with nothing in return for our votes. Look at our neighborhoods. Look at where we're just look at where we're at. Just the black community, the black population in itself. When you look at any one of these Democratic ran cities, then you just see the condition of the black community. So this is why we are really, really, really driving it home on the black community, because we have to make changes. We have to do something different. We can't keep allowing these people to keep taking advantage of us. We have to leverage our vote before it don't count anymore. All right. So with that being said, I want to talk about some the money that was being spent, that has been spent of our taxpayer money, while this idiot mayor was trying to while we're in the $1 billion deficit. So Chicago is in a $1 billion deficit. So I want to talk to you all about while we have this administration who has proposed that he raised the property taxes of the citizens, and where he promised and campaigned that he would not do that. That was a promise he made. So we know that he's a liar. Okay, we know he doesn't care anything about the black community. We know he doesn't care about Chicago itself, all while touting that every time he get up in the media, every time he's being questioned, this is his answer. I'm a black man. This is why y'all doing this, because I'm a black man and I got black kids and a black wife. This is just what he throw out. Yet he doesn't care anything about the black citizens or the black community. So now, while this mayor was proposing to raise our taxes to make up for this $1 billion deficit, let's just see how he spent his money and who he spent our money, not his money, our money on, where we, the citizens, told him that we did not want that we did not want these people in our neighborhood, these illegals, and he didn't listen to us, and he did what he wanted to do because that's the Democrat agenda. And so now we're in a $1 billion deficit because he stole a lot of money and funded this. And that's why when you see us now, we're going to city council and we're saying that we need a forensic audit. So we need the inspector general to do a forensic audit of how he spent our money and how he allocated our funds for this migrant crisis. And we know he stole a lot of money. All right. So I want to break this down, but I'm going to let you all hear this. So this is why we have to make sure that we do not keep putting these people in office, you all, because we will have the consequences of our vote will be felt. Okay, if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to get the same results, and we're going to suffer consequences of our action. I don't know how long or how much do we as black people have to suffer or have to go through lack before we wake up and understand that the Democratic Party do not care about us. They do not want us to succeed, and that we must do something different. We have to, and my thing is, we're going to vote Republican, trying to flip this red. So now, when Republicans see that they can get the black vote or they can get our vote, then now they would start. Now it would be and the Democratic Party realize that they just can't take us for granted, that we are just not going to vote blue no matter who, and that we are not stupid. Okay, so our goal is to make them realize we're not stupid and we're not. You are going to be in a timeout for 20 to 30 years until you realize not to play with black Americans and not to play with Chicago citizens, period. Okay, so we're going to put them in a timeout, and then we're going to leverage our vote, and we're going to see, okay, this is what we had. This is how we're coming. This is what we demand from Republican Party. If not, if we don't get these things, if you're not willing to listen to us or see that you have a new voters block, then we're going to go independent. And we're just getting time to open black people's eyes to understand what's going on. So if we did want to go independent, we could. But right now, we're so far gone and so far brainwashed from the Democratic plantation that we can't even think about going independent because we're so divided amongst the black community and the black people or black Americans. So this is what we now, so our mission is to flip Chicago red, get these Democrats out of office and let them know that you ever play with us. All right. So let y'all hear this about, and I want you all to please listen to what they're saying and how this man spent your taxpayer money. So when you hear how they spent your taxpayer money And the slap is now he's trying to.
Now tonight, NBC5 investigates continuing to follow the money. Hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money spent on the city's migrant crisis. Now, while the city has created a website to track migrant spending, our team found there are still many aspects of this that are just shrouded in secrecy. Here's investigative reporter Bennett Haberly.
As migrants begin to move out of shelters, invoices are still rolling in. The city of Chicago spent nearly $300 million on the migrant crisis so far, with more than $206 million paid to Kansas-based Favorite Healthcare Staffing, which staffs the migrant shelters. But not much is known about how these buildings are selected, or how much the property owners earn from lease agreements. Answering that is difficult, in part because of how the city structured its migrant operation.
It feels a little more translucent than transparent. Right, you'll get some information, but not the full picture.
The city's migrant spending website shows more than $45 million have gone to a Louisville company, Equitable Social Solutions.
That's where a number of those leases are.
Mayor Brandon Johnson's office says Equitable helps facilitate and identify shelters through the help of another company, ReloShare. For months, NBC5 Investigates has asked for copies of the leases for the 27 shelters the city operated. Through a series of Freedom of Information Act requests, we received just 9 agreements. Those missing include lease agreements for the city's largest and most expensive shelters.
You should not have to go through the hoops that you've gone through just to get to partial information.
Joe Ferguson is Chicago's former.
So what they're saying is just real quick. You see how much money they spent. So they for the freedom of Press Act when you have the Information Act. So this is why I keep saying, you all, we as citizens demand to know how our money was spent, because we have that right from the Freedom of Information Act. So this mayor supposed to have it on the website of how they spent all of our money, but if you, like he said, they only sent them, now it's 27, I believe, he only sent them 9 copies of the shelters that how they spent the money. The most lucrative ones that they spent all the money, that the mayor office won't give them that information. So this is where I'm going to break it down a little later. But this is the information he's not being transparent with that he's supposed to. So that's why we're asking for a forensic audit, and this is how we can get him out of office. And Andre Vasquez, I don't trust him, because he try to play both sides. He try to act like he want to do something, but he don't. All right. So let me finish playing that.
Former Inspector General. He's now with the Civic Federation, a nonpartisan government research group.
We absolutely should know at every step of the way where the public's money is going to, so that we can make an assessment as to whether or not it is being used well.
What we do know after reviewing hundreds of pages of invoices is how millions of dollars have flowed to these companies for the operation and use of the buildings. Take, for example, the city's largest shelter in Pilsen. Housing 2,300 migrants cost city taxpayers $38,000 for a single night. That's $280,000 a week, or more than $2.5 million over the course of 3 months.
Okay, did y'all hear those? I'm going to let me go back. Did you all hear those amounts? You all need to, I need you all to hear the amounts they have been spending on the largest Pilsen. What they say, it housed 2,300 people. So let me go back so you all can hear this.
For copies of the leases for the 27 shelters the city operated. Through a series of Freedom of Information Act requests, we received just 9 agreements. Those missing include lease agreements for the city's largest and most expensive shelters.
You should not have to go through the hoops that you've gone through just to get to partial information.
Joe Ferguson is Chicago's former Inspector General. He's now with the Civic Federation, a nonpartisan government research group.
We absolutely should know at every step of the way where the public's money is going to, so that we can make an assessment as to whether or not it is being used well.
What we do know after reviewing hundreds of pages of invoices is how millions of dollars have flowed to these companies for the operation and use of the buildings. Take, for example, the city's largest shelter in Pilsen. Housing 2,300 migrants cost city taxpayers $38,000 for a single night. That's $280,000 a week, or more than $2.5 million over the course of 3 months. It was a similar story over at this Ogden shelter. For 3 months, $1.8 million. And at the end of Chicago, which at one time provided 1,500 beds, the cost $344,000 a week. If you total that out to a year, it's more than $17 million. It's tough to say how that money was divided up. Equitable Social Solutions directed our questions back to the city. ReloShare did provide a statement, but it didn't answer any of our questions, and the property owners either didn't return our calls or would not comment. If there are public dollars involved, shouldn't the public know where they flow?
100%.
Alderman Andre Vasquez chairs the City Council's Migrant Committee. He said even aldermen have had a hard time accounting for how these dollars have been spent.
I think something that we've been looking at is how to really get more mandated reporting from the government as they're making decisions, because our constituents are asking us those very questions.
I'm not looking to make any money on this.
Randy Schifrin told me he offered up a vacant property on South Michigan Avenue to the city last fall
Okay,
for
now,
$1.
okay, now listen to this, you all. Listen to what's finna happen now, what this guy says. Make sure y'all listening. Let me go just back a little bit.
Randy Schifrin told me he offered up a vacant property on South Michigan Avenue to the city last fall for $1 a year. The city, he said, passed on the offer.
They made a date with me to come and view the building, her and her group, and then at the very last minute, they were called back.
In response,
Okay, so he said he offered to let people come in there and house them for like $1 a year. So, and they turned him down. So why would you turn somebody down who basically letting you rent their facilities for free to house these people, and you're saving taxpayer money? That don't make no sense.
to other reporting that the city had months ago turned down offers for other potential shelter sites from the Archdiocese, Mayor Brandon Johnson pushed back.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Telling reporters the city is now working with the Archdiocese to bring one shelter online.
But it's not just as simple as, here's a building, take it. There's work that has to be done to build it out, to make it suitable.
But Johnson sidestepped our questions about calls for increased transparency.
We've seen the bed rates, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. I mean, I guess that's still the question that's outstanding. Would you support more transparency, more efforts to share those records?
Thank you for that question. Again, we're meeting you right where you are.
That response did not answer our questions about the calls for more transparency. Bennett Haberly, NBC5 investigates.
Snowflakes and spruce.
Okay. So this is why you have to be aware and know who you're voting for. We cannot vote blue no matter who and just vote somebody because of their skin color. Yes, did you see how much money these people are spending? All tax dollars, they just reckless. They don't care. And this is not even, and these people we shouldn't have to take care of these people. We can't even take care of our own kids. But yet we got to spend millions of dollars. We're talking about, what was it? What did they say? 38 million. And what was in a month or something, 3 months or something like that they said. So you're looking at all of this money being spent to house people who haven't paid a dime into this system, all while we are in a bad economy. We're definitely in a low-key recession that the government just haven't told us because they didn't want the Democrats to look bad. But we can feel it. We can feel it. We can see it with we know. We can tell with our money, with our pockets, what we can't do. Everybody losing their homes, everybody losing their job. So yes, we're in a recession. And yet you gonna be that reckless and spending our tax money on these people. And then not only that, you gonna still try to tax us even higher than what we already being taxed. Come on, you all. We have to wake up. We have to demand better and more from these people that we put in office. This is treason. This is treason from the Chicago citizens. It's treason what this Biden and Harris administration has done by allowing all these people here. This is treason. Because when you sworn in office, you're sworn to protect the people that put you in office. This is what you were sworn to. And yet you have done everything to put the people who put you in office in harm's way and to destroy them. You all listen. We cannot afford to keep doing this. You all can be mad, butt hurt, or whatever you all want because we did not put that witch, so-called black woman in the White House. Y'all better be thanking us. All y'all people that's melting down, who not talking to your family members, the ones who saying that you can't be around a family member who voted for Trump. All y'all who breaking up friendships, breaking up relationships because we voted for Trump. You all better thank God we did. You better thank God we did. Because you see, this man is bent hell. Now listen, this is what you all did. I didn't vote for him. A lot of people I know didn't vote for him. You all put this man in office. Brandon Johnson. You did this. The black community. You did this. You didn't care about his policies. You didn't care what he stood for. This is what you did. This is a perfect example of the consequences of your vote. So now we have to step up and fight this injustice, and we didn't even vote for it. While you all just having a breakdown because Kamala didn't get in to bring more illegals over here, to put more illegals in our neighborhood so the rest of our money can be spent and then we go broke. So you all are boo-hoo, whining and crying that we saved you from this garbage. Because you best believe they already doubling down. The governor, Brandon Johnson, all these Democrat governors and mayors doubling down that they not going to let Trump, they're going to fight Trump for coming in and getting these people. So what you going to do, Brandon Johnson? We already bankrupt. And then you're going to keep funding them because you already allocated another 10 million to these people. Now you closing down shelters. You all ask me, where are they going? Where are they going? They just told you that they had one shelter hold 23,000 illegals. Now you at the biggest shelter that was here. Where are they? And they closing those shelters down. Where are these people going? They're going right to your apartments, going right to the houses that you're losing, going right to these apartment buildings that now you can't rent because they're being occupied, or the landlords are not renting to you because they get more money from the city, the mayor's office from the city to house these people, and it's benefiting them more, and their pockets are getting fatter. So now you can't even get an apartment, and you can't even afford to buy a house. So now these places are closing down. Where are these people going? You got all these people. We got over 70,000 because they say 50,000, but let's always add because we know the media lying. So now we have all these illegals here, and now we got a lot of these shelters closing. Where are these people going? You ain't never asked yourself that? Y'all don't want to know that? Y'all don't want to know where all these thousands of people are going? Who neighborhood are they going in? How they're being housed? Who paying for that? You all don't care about that? Why you can't even go, why you can barely afford gas and go get to work, and the only thing you doing is going to work to pay for your gas. You can barely afford to feed your family or anything like that. You got to work one main job that's paying pretty good, but you got to work 2 more jobs on the side. DoorDash. You got to do some Uber work. You got to do, but then you go to Uber or DoorDash, the illegals taking over that. We were just out in the Hat Park where they got another migrant shelter there, where they're housing them in a hotel over there. All you saw was illegals on their bikes waiting to get the food to go DoorDash to take you the jobs that that we get just to make ends meet. Just a little extra job, just to have a little extra money in our pocket since the economy is so bad. But now we gotta compete with them. So not only are they getting free housing, they're getting free medical, they're getting free education, they're getting free food, they're getting free, what else did I mention? Free everything. Now they get a chance to make money on top of all the other free stuff we get while you sit up there and your kids starving. Let me tell you something. If my kids can't eat, or if I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make ends meet and I'm uncomfortable, ain't nobody gonna come here illegally from another country and be comfortable. I'm not finna allow it. I'm not finna allow nobody who broke in the country illegally to come over here and live comfortable without a care in the world while I'm paying big taxes and I gotta worry every time I turn around. That ain't gonna happen. So you all can be butthurt while we didn't put this broad in office, because let me tell you something. They're steady coming over. The first they before the election, they want to give you under the impression that the border is closed. Yet and still, we found out they flying them over here. They're flying 20,000 to one little small town. So for the election, this broad wants you all to believe that, I'm talking about Kamala, wants you all to believe that the border is closed, yet and still, instead of them coming over, she flying them, they're flying them into 20,000 into small towns. Now that Trump is getting ready to get in office, you got a surge. They just showed the border. Everybody's trying to get over here. They trying to get over here before Trump take the seat in January the next year. So this is what your Kamala would have looked like. This is what your Kamala administration would have looked like. Way more illegals would have came back over here and papering them up in our neighborhoods. So now we would have had now, and because we see Brandon Johnson and Pritzker not saying no. They're not saying, okay, we're gonna stop funding them. We're damn near bankrupt. The city got to cut this, cut that, all of that. We're down 20,000 police officers, yet and still crime has gone up because it's holiday season. My husband just told me that you gotta watch out because it's about 7 people going around robbing people early in the morning from 5 o'clock in the morning, just about the time you're going to work. Now they're having a string of robberies back to back. Stealing people money, doing all this. So this is what we have. Yet this idiot mayor want to keep cutting funds, keep cutting things that we need as citizens, and then keep doubling down on funding this migrant crisis because they stealing money. So this is what's medical and Social Security. Yes, government. That's what it is. Medical, Social Security, government benefits. Let alone having secret job fairs where they're training them, they're giving them jobs. Now you can't even go on that site and apply for these jobs. You can't do it. You can't go on there and apply for these jobs that they've been having secret job fairs for these illegals. Brandon Johnson, they asked the governor, they asked Brandon Johnson, why was he doing this? He didn't tell nobody this. He didn't put this out. And they say it was for the safety of these illegals. Why they didn't televise it and put the location out there. So they're thinking about their safety, but saying skip you. skip you as a taxpayer, as one of the people that put them in office that they work for. They're telling you skip your safety. But what we will do is we will make sure we have a migrant job fair, and we won't tell the public, and we won't give the public notice, because we're trying to protect these people. Y'all not mad yet? Oh, black people, y'all not mad? Oh, y'all gonna still vote these people in? Oh, y'all still mad at us because we voted Trump? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, y'all going to be mad. Okay, so now, if y'all don't know Patrice Stewart, right? That's my girl. So Patrice Stewart, go follow her, you all, on her YouTube. Patrice Stewart. So you know she's into following the money. She's into showing you, she's doing taxes. She's showing you how to invest your money. So she's into that. She's into the money part of this. Follow the money, and then once you follow the money, that'll tell you answer all your questions. That's how Patrice get down, right? So I asked Patrice, so she gave me a breakdown because she followed the money, and she gave me a breakdown of everything, how our money was spent, how money is being spent, and this is why we're asking for an audit for the Inspector General to give us a audit of how you spent our money, because we know you stole a lot of money because you're not being transparent, and we know you didn't. Up and down 79th Street, yes, and then they all outside selling candy, selling stuff, selling whatever they want to sell without permits. They can break the law, not follow the law. Now let you go out there and just take over streets selling your merchandise all on the street. They gonna ask you, do you have a peddler's license? You can't do this. This against the law. You're gonna have to go pay to be out there. These people are able to break the law, make tax-free money, send it back to where they come from, and then and all on the backs of you being taxed out of your whole neighborhood. You all, I don't know what it's gonna take for Black America to wake up, but it's a sad situation. It's sad. Okay, so Patrice gave me this paperwork, you all. Let me go over what she said. And this is since August, unacceptable. Yes. So they closed a lot of these migrant shelters, right? And that's why I asked you, where are they going? Because I see them all in my neighborhood. All in these apartment buildings that's way down the street, they all up in there. Yes, they are. You see them walking down the street in the summertime. You see them riding on those scooters. They're buying scooters. You see more scooters like in Venezuela and over in Mexico, over those type of places where they had those scooters. You seeing more and more scooters all around here. In the summertime, one of them was riding scooter on the sidewalk. On the sidewalk, riding his scooter. All in the street. One Venezuela almost got a hit on his scooter because he just darted out in the street. So yeah, that's what they're coming to a house or apartment near you, because they're closing these shelters and they're putting them in your neighborhood. So yes, unacceptable. Yes. Okay, so this is since August of 2022. The city has spent, now this is 2022, y'all. So imagine it's more now. Chatham neighborhood, South Shore, yes, neighborhood, Avalon neighborhood. Okay, so yeah. Let me finish that. You're Manning, you're H. Manning, you're right. It's the Chatham neighborhood, all the black areas where you see mostly blacks who own houses and things like that. You see, they're in the Chatham neighborhood and the South Shore. They're really trying to take over the South Shore area, you all. They're actually trying to build like the projects, affordable homes all in the South Shore area, and displace black people in their property. That's what Zoe and Miss Jessica been fighting about, because they're trying to displace black people. And we know that the South Shore area is like one of the last areas that black people, it's a black middle income area, and it's by the lake. So of course they want that. And then we had the Avalon neighborhood, yes. So they still have shelters in Hat Park. They just put one in Hat Park. They have a shelter over there on Pulaski by the Home Depot. So I want to say 72nd, maybe 73rd in Pulaski. No, Cicero. 73rd and Cicero, where that Holiday Inn Express is. So it's right there by the Walmart, but it's on like 73rd and Cicero, and it's a Holiday Inn Express, and you should see it. And they just that is Holiday Inn Express was beautiful. Go over there. All they doing is housing all illegals. You can't even rent a room, nothing. All illegals up in there. So what I'm going to do is go do a video. I'm gonna go over there and do a video so you all can see that they're not letting nobody in, and all they're doing is housing illegals up in there. So that's where our taxpayers going. Nice hotels. I can't even stay in a nice hotel without having to pay a lot of money. So they just built that Holiday Inn Express, and they housing illegals up in there, right there on Cicero Cicero, like 73rd, around there. So this, since August of 2022, the city has spent over $400 million. Now this is just, this was back in 2022. We know that they have spent way more. They say 6,000, I say 7. I mean, they say 7 million. I mean, 6 million. I always like to add more because they are liars. And so I say 700 million. This is what I'm going to say. So they know. So they saying 400 million and this was in 2022. So let's just add more to that, because we know in 22 we had 23 and now we in 24. So this is just what they spent, and since 22 we got to add some more years. That's why I keep saying I'm gonna put some more millions on that, and I'm gonna say 700 million. All right. So, and this is in 22. They have spent 300 million. 300 million has been paid to a private company in Kansas base called Favorite Staffing. So now this is not even in Chicago, where Chicago people can make the money, where you can give back to Chicago all the money you stealing from them, all the money, the taxpayer money you taking. You don't even have the decency to let Chicago people, to give those Chicago people these jobs. You don't even have the decency to say, okay, if I'm gonna build these shelters, if I'm gonna house this, and then I'm gonna staff these shelters, at least I'm gonna give the Chicago citizens these jobs. You don't even think enough about the Chicago citizens. You're already taking the money, our money, but you don't even think enough of your other Chicago citizens that put you in office to even give them these jobs. This is how low down these people are. So this man, so the city of Chicago, 300 million has been paid to a private company, a Kansas base, and it's called Favorite Staffing. All right. So it's in Kansas, not in Chicago. Listen, this company in Kansas has repeatedly billed the city $50 to $84 to $156 per hour. So we got this company in Kansas, that's based in Kansas. They have repeatedly billed the city of Chicago $50, $84, as much as $156 per hour, and per employee. So you got per hour and per employee. And guess what, you all? It's up to 400 employees every week. So this is every week. Every week. So think about it. We're talking about weekly. We got a company that has billed daily $50 to $84 to $156 daily per hour to 400 employees. Think about the money that's being spent. This is your tax dollars. This is our tax dollars. What up, Zobu? This is our tax dollars. So think about that. This is every week now. Every week. So y'all do the math. You got 400 employees. Let's just say, let's do a month. Okay, let's go to the highest end. Let's just do 150, 100, let's round it off to 160. $160 and you got 400 employees. So do the math with that. So times that. $156 times 400 employees. Now let's do it every week. So that's 7 days in a week. This is what y'all gotta be. This is the math. Now, we got one security guard. One security guard and this favorite staffing, which is in Kansas. One security guard to help. We're in Chicago though. $24,000 in a 30-day work month period. So this one security guard made $24,000 in 1 month. One security guard made $24,000 in 1 month. A lot of people not even making that in a year. We don't even make that. A lot of people not even making $24,000 in a year. But you got one security guard making $24,000 in 1 month. Okay? So that's just one. So this is how this man, this city is recklessly spending our money, our tax dollars. We have a nurse that was paid $100,000. $100,000. One nurse paid $100,000 in a 30-day period for 1 month. One nurse was paid $100,000. What? Yeah, so that's so that's what it is. One nurse. So we got one security guard in 1 month making $24,000 in 1 month, and we have one nurse in this company making $100,000 in 1 month. This is where our money is being spent. This is why we're in the $1 billion deficit, and this is why we are broke. Now, let's see. He decided to move all of. Okay, now this is what she said. This is what Patrice gave me. After he decided to move all the migrants out of view to put on a show for the DNC, because remember, they moved all the migrants out, got them, where they were housed at and things like that. They found apartment buildings and they found houses to put them in. They did all type of stuff to clean up the streets for the DNC. We know they did that. So this is what they did. Now fewer people are in the shelters. So now we know that they found housing for a lot of immigrants, and they closed a lot of shelters for the DNC to come to clean it up so they can make it look good for the DNC, the city. Now we got fewer people in these shelters, right? Yet 100 million has again. So this is what I'm talking about, you all. Listen to what I'm talking about. We have fewer people. So I just told y'all they closing a lot of shelters down. They're housing these people. So we have fewer people in these shelters. Yet we have fewer people in these shelters. And this mayor just allocated another 100 million to favorite staffing. So he just allocated another 100 million to this Kansas-based company. So we got fewer people in this shelter, but yet and still, he's gonna still give him $100 million more dollars to this same favorite staffing company that's based in in Kansas. And that's an outside agency. Okay, so now this is what she said. You haven't even did the legwork to find a local business that could handle this. That's what I'm saying. You have not even sourced this out to a Chicago-based business, or so you can so a Chicago-based business can make this money, and the nurses, the security guards, the people who can who need work here in Chicago, you could have employed them. So Not only did he not do the legwork to find a local business to give this to, at least he could allow local Chicago or Illinois based business to handle this. So this is what she basically saying. At least he could allow a local Chicago or Illinois based business to handle this. So we could have all made money. Chicago could have made money. Businesses in Chicago, people in Chicago could have made money off this illegal crisis where you spending all our money. So at least we could have got some of our money back. So, but he didn't do that because he don't care. All right. Now, okay, so now this is what he did. This man spent 76 million went to Eloquent Social Solutions, LLC. 76 million went to Eloquent Social Solution, LLC. When NBC News asked for copies, remember I just showed you the video. When they asked for the copies, when NBC News asked for the copies of the 27 lease agreements for the migrant shelters locations, they only gave them 9. They only provided them with 9 lease agreements. So out of 27 lease agreements that you put out with these migrant shelters, you only gave NBC News 9 of them. So you just heard on the news when I showed you all before, the reporter said we only got 9 of them, but the other ones we didn't get, and those were the higher paid, the most expensive paid. That was money that was paid on those shelters. We didn't get that. We didn't get that information. So this is what this mayor is doing. So you only, out of 27 lease agreements with these migrant shelters, you only give us in the news 9 lease agreements. Only 9. Okay. 344 North Ogden. 344 North Ogden shelter was paid $150,000 a month. Hold on. Y'all listen to this. The shelter on Ogden was paid $150,000 a month. In a year time, they have received $1.8 million. This is just one shelter. One shelter. In 1 year, they were paid $1.8 million, just one shelter. So they were getting paid $150,000 in 1 month. And that's only in one shelter. $1.8 million in 1 year. And that's on the lowest. Because remember, in this news that in the clip I showed you all, they were this is just on the lower end. The one in Pilsen was getting paid $1 million in a month. Was getting paid millions of dollars in 1 month. This is crazy. Now we had, look, work permits being issued only, okay, this is what I talked about when I told you all about they were only providing job fairs and giving migrants the work permits. This is what I was telling you all. Work permits being issued only for migrants in October of 2023. So remember I told you they were having secret job fairs, and then a reporter asked Brendan Johnson, I wish I can find that. I might find that and show you all. And the reporter asked Brendan Johnson why he didn't display that to the public and let the citizens know that you are giving illegal secret job fairs and helping them and assisting them with getting jobs that the Chicago citizens could take advantage of and could use. And the idiot Brendan Johnson said that he did not put it out there because he was protecting the illegals and didn't want to give out their location. So this is what she said. They were getting work permits to the migrants in October of 2023, opening up the government agencies. Okay, now this is a website, she said. So this is a website, you all. Opening up agency is saying that only specific people can apply. This is discrimination. Okay, so with that being said, this is what it's opening up agency. This is who they're going through. This is the website they're going through to get these jobs. And they're only saying that they're only for these illegals. Only these newcomers can apply for these jobs. Remember they were saying it was hospitality jobs. They were having what was it? Hospitality janitorial jobs. Remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that, but a little bit like some months ago, maybe like 7 months ago, they were saying that these are the jobs that they were opening up for the illegals. Hotel jobs, restaurant jobs, janitorial working jobs, and it was another one. I can't remember. But these are the so that's discrimination, you all. If you can't apply as an American citizen, as a legal citizen, as a Chicago citizen, then they cannot allow somebody else to say this only this particular person can apply for this. Only this particular race can only apply for this. Only this particular ethnic group can only apply for this. So you are going to discriminate against legal citizens in our own country, in our own city. You're going to discriminate against us for illegal citizens. So our rights as Chicago citizens are being violated on a daily basis here. So this is what's going on. So Patrice gave me this breakdown, you all. She gave me a breakdown down. Make sure y'all go follow Patrice Stewart because she's very good in showing you how to spend your money, save your money, doing your taxes, and make sure you follow Zoe Lee because Zoe Lee break it down on how they're taking our money, how they open up Section 8, and they giving these people Section 8. So the Section 8 has been open, but it's not for you. It's for them. So Zoe break that down. Zoe Lee, her channel, and talk about that. So you all, this is what we have to understand, and we have to put out and educate people because we are losing. We are losing so bad, and especially the black community, because they are being put all in our black community. And we only have a little small areas in the community, only little small pockets where it's majority blacks now. And they're trying to push us out and replace us with illegals. I give it, if we don't fight back, I give it 3 to 4 years. All your black neighborhoods that you used to know is predominantly black, you're gonna go back there and you're gonna see all Venezuelans. Seriously, all Venezuelans, all Hispanics. Watch, I see it. I mean, it's right here around my neighborhood. You go around my neighborhood, it's all Hispanic businesses. It's all their restaurants. It's all their clothing. It's all their grocery stores. It's just all just Hispanics. I don't see no black businesses. I don't see it. So in the areas they're putting these people in, if we don't wake up, open our eyes, we're going to be replaced. And in our communities that you can usually go and say, oh, that's a black community, that's predominantly black over there, you're going to look up in a couple of more years, 3 more years, and it's going to be a little bit of Venezuelan. It's going to be Hispanic. You're not going to barely see a black person over there. Like Manny said, the South Shore area, they're trying to do that. We've been going up there. That's what me and Zoe and them been going up there fighting that. Because they're, instead of taking that TIF money and putting it in our neighborhood to build our neighborhoods up, they want to give these big time developers money to put in affordable houses, like projects in the South Shore area, which is our middle class black citizens, and they're going to put these projects in their house, these illegals, and then before you know it, you're going to have a bunch of projects with illegals up in there, and then you're going to be pushing the black citizens out. And that's the only area that we have where the black citizens are, it's a predominantly black neighborhood that's Battle Lakefront, that's Battle Water. And they definitely are coming to get us out of there. And that's what me, Zoe, Miss Jessica, and everything, and we go down there and look at what they're doing with the TIF money and the developers. This is what we're going down there and we're going in on them about. You're going to bring that money to our neighborhood. So that's what I'm telling y'all. You all just got your head in the sand. You all are just not, I don't understand. You don't care. You're not even thinking about your kids. But this is what's happening right under your nose. And then you get mad because we won't put this same administration that has allowed this back in office. Can you imagine? Now these people are talking about they're going to fight Trump. We need Trump to come in and get these people up out of here. We need Trump to come in and do what he going to do. Can you imagine if this lady would have gotten in office? Now we would have had more illegals. The mayor and the governor would have doubled down on because they doing what they want to do anyway. Y'all see that. This mayor ain't listen to nothing nobody's saying. So they're doubling down. They would have brought more illegals here. They would have just did what they want to do. They would have housed more illegals. And before you know it, the economy would have been bad. The illegals would have been first-time homeowners because they would have been giving them money like they just did I want to say maybe 8 months ago, where they just highlighted that on the news that about four illegals who only been here 2 years bought homes, were first-time homeowners, and they felt like that was newsworthy to tout that and celebrate that in the news and do a press conference. So this is where we at. Can you imagine if we would elect this lady in office, she would have let all these people more people come over them, fast track them to citizenship, because they're doing it now, fast track them to citizenship. These people would have been in our neighborhoods. We wouldn't be able to get them out, and we would have had to just deal with it, or it would have pushed us out our neighborhoods, and we would have just been whatever. Black people just would have been wherever. Because we go for anything, and then we would have kept probably in the local election, we would have just voted another Democrat mayor in and another Democrat governor in, and this would have been a cycle that we've been going through for 50 years. This would have been the same cycle. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you all. So you all have to wake up. We have to do something different. We're out here fighting to get you all the information because the news be lying. They want to tell you all this, but this is what's happening on the ground. This is what's happening to real citizens. This is what we're experiencing. This is what we are going through, and we're trying to shine a light to let you all know we got to do something before it's too late, Black America. We have to do something before it's too late, Black citizens of Chicago. We have to do it. Before you know it, the Hispanics, they already really taken over. Before you know it, we going to just be it's going to be just like this, a little us, and it's all of them. And now we got Venezuelans, so now it's going to be Hispanics, we're going to have Venezuelans, and we're going to be in the corner right here. Everybody look out for themselves but us. Everybody vote in their best interest but us. Everybody make changes and make sure that they're being taken care of but us. We're the only ones who vote one particular party for get them 90% of our vote, of our loyalty, with nothing in return, and have been doing it for 60 to 70 years. We're the only ones. At some point, black people, when are we going to wake up? When? We have to do this, and we have to do this now, because if we don't, then I just don't know. I keep saying, and I really keep saying, it's almost too late for us. It's almost too late for us, especially if we don't wake up now, because we see that we're not even populating. We're not even populating. We know that the white population is diminishing, and that's why they are trying to save their population, and which it's nothing wrong with that. I would try to preserve mine. If I would do the same thing. We as black people should be doing the same thing. We should see that we're not populating. We're getting rid of our kids. We're not having kids. We don't have family men. All our men want to be LGBTQ. All our men want to be sassy. And all our women want to be independent women. So we are not proper. We're not having kids. If we do have kids, we're getting rid of our kids. We are the only ones in the large mass that we do that get rid of our kids. Hispanics don't get rid of their kids like that. They're into family. They're into having a man. They're into having a woman. They're into having a lot of kids. That's their culture. So they're not getting rid of their kids. But the Democratic Party is telling you and doubling down on you to get rid of yours. So if you're not populating and you're just declining because we're killing each other, then you got one race of people, Hispanics, that are steady having kids. Now you brought Venezuelans over here. Now they steady having kids. They're steady having kids. Where do you think we gonna be at? Now our voice not gonna matter at all. Because now everybody else gonna drown out our voice, and we gonna be, when we wake up, oh hey, what about us over here? And they gonna be like, whatever. It's almost scary, because when you start seeing what's going on, like I keep saying, it's almost like you feel like it's too late. Like if we don't wake up soon, and it just looked like a lot of people are still just stuck and refuse to educate themselves, to refuse to open their eyes, refuse to just see. I don't know. Kids are your arrows. Yes, kids are your arrows. Those are the ones that's going to keep your legacy going. Those are the ones that's going to keep your legacy going. But if we are not doing that, if we're letting them push LGBT, you can be gay, you can be this, you can be a woman. And then you see that they're trying to indoctrinate our kids on this garbage. So if we allow them to teach this to our kids, so now our kids are growing up thinking that you can be gay, it's okay to be gay. So now our kids are thinking, that's a lot in the public schools. The public schools is pushing this garbage. So we got a bunch of kids who are being indoctrinated in the public schools, can't read. They're not telling them to critical think. They can't write in cursive. So they can't do simple math. But yet and still, you can be a girl if you want to. You can be a boy if you want to. That's important. They're gonna make sure they learn that. But if you can't read, I don't care. No kid left behind. That's all right. Keep going. You ain't gonna be left behind. So what? You 15 and can't read. All right, there you go. Go on to 9th grade. Go on to 12th grade. All right, we get rid of him, because all the school cares about, all the public school care about is that money for that seat. That's how they get paid, for that body. They don't care nothing about the kids. So they indoctrinate the kids. So now you have a bunch of black kids that's growing up who want to be gay. So they're not populating. Then you got all the women who talking about my body, my right. 90% of black women voted for this woman. 90% of black women voted for this lady. My body, my rights. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And we're the lowest population. We're not even populating. So we need to be having kids. So we can be over the white generation. We can at least try to be a little bit to compete with the Hispanics. So we can, at least a little bit compete with them. Because right now it's like this. Keep it up, Black America. Keep it up. Keep it up. We're going to be just right here. Keep it up if we don't wake up. So that's why I said I'm advocating for fathers in the homes. I'm advocating for marriage. Get married. Have your family. Make sure. So if you're married and you're doing it the right way, the way God designed it, then you're gonna get a husband. You're going to have kids. Now your kids have a father in the home. Now you're going to have kids and maybe have 2 kids, maybe 3. You're going to raise your kids in a structured home. Now your kids are going to go and have kids, and they're going to go raise kids. And before you know it, this is how we're going to keep populating and repopulating, because your kid's going to have kids, my kid's going to have kids, and this is what, now we're getting our numbers up. Because if we don't, y'all, if we keep letting these people tell us to get rid of our kids, and our man can be gay, and you can be an independent woman, and you don't need no man, this is where we at. This is where we at. And these illegals gonna come in, take our jobs, what they're doing, which they're doing, establishing businesses, which they're doing, because I'm seeing so many taco restaurants open up, and I'm talking about brick and mortar restaurants opening up in my neighborhood. I can't believe it. Every time I drive down the street, I see another taco restaurant. I'm like, how many taco restaurants you gonna put on one block? These people don't have no overhead. They're using Link to buy the food, and using grants and the church money and all that to get these businesses. They're not being regulated like we are. They don't have got to get all the permits and things like we are, and then they're allowed to open up businesses and make money. I'm just saying, well, I can't get a small business loan. Well, I'm denied. They denied me a small business loan, and I pay big taxes. Great credit. Been on the job for, been training for about 8 years. Now showing it with my income. Husband, been on the job 28 years. CPD. Told you what my mission is. To help fathers, to help women, to help kids be healthy, to promote marriage, being healthy, work out together, prepare your healthy foods together, work to educate your kids on how to eat right. If you start with the family, the father and the mother, they eat right. The kids, they can feed the kids right. They're working out. Your kids, you work out. The kids work out. Now you got a healthy marriage, a healthy family. Everybody healthy. Ain't nobody dying early because they got diabetes. Ain't nobody dying from heart attacks. Ain't nobody dying from strokes. You see what I'm saying? This is what my mission was. Me and my husband doing couples boot camp, marriage boot camp, where we are working out couples together to let them know you can do it. You can work out together, and then we make sure when they do it, they kiss one another and tell, I love you, baby. I'm so proud of you. Because a lot of times when I'm training women, sometimes their husbands or men are not supportive of what they're doing because they're not doing it. But when you include the man and the woman together, then they say, oh my God, we can do it together. They help each other. They push each other. And then it bonds them. So this is what our mission was. And you tell me I can't get a small business loan. Yet and still, you got illegals with businesses all over. It's where we at. So that's what I wanted to talk about. That's excuse me, that's why I had 3 wives. That's how you got 3 wives. So anyway, that's what I want to show you all. That's what I want to talk about. So while we're in the $1 billion deficit, anytime you hear this mayor talking about, so now he's talking about raising taxes on the cigarettes, on the alcohol, and the garbage tax and things like that. So we're going to have a problem with that, because garbage tax, I got to pay my garbage tax. No, dude, you're not going to tax that to get some more. And then in one breath you're gonna tax me, and then in another breath talking about you're not gonna let Trump come get these illegals and you're gonna get them some more money. Not going to happen. Okay, you all. So now let me give you all a tip of the day, healthy tip of the day. You are correct in what you say, but for us to do us, we would have to take what we want. So I don't, hey. Okay, so look. So your healthy tip for today, you all. I always say that I'm gonna always leave you all with something healthy because I'm a trainer, and because this is fitness with politics. And look, go follow me on my Facebook page, Danielle Carter Walters, and then You Against You Fitness. And also, you all. Oh, let me tell you. So real quick, if you want to join the movement, if you want to be a part of the movement, we have a lot of things going on. We're going to have panels. We're going to different states because because people in New York want us to come there. People in California, different states want us to come and start talking because it's a movement, you all. People in different states, Black Americans, they waking up and they want us to come. It's a movement. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be trying to definitely go to the White House and get up with Trump because we have some things we need to give him that we want him to look over. So this is our mission. It's not stopping here. This is a movement. So if you want to be a part of that, it's a lot of we got a lot of things going on. Like I said, panels. We're gonna have podcasts, talking on podcasts. We're gonna be doing things on the Patreon where you're gonna see like the inside scoop of how what's going on, where we're going. So if you want to be a part of that, and also if you're a member, become a member of of Chicago Flips Red, then you are also you can get a discount off your training. So whatever I'm offering in training, then it's a discount. You'll get a discount on your training sessions and things like that. So it's definitely it's coming along really good, you all. I just was on a show, I did the Anton Daniel show, and then I was just on Kingdom Reacts podcast talking to him. Go make sure you all go check that out. Kingdom Reacts podcast. I was on there talking to him this morning. So we're gonna be doing a lot of things, and we'll be back at the city. We'll be back, I think, at the downtown, the city hall, at the council meeting, because this is a budget meeting. Probably Wednesday or tomorrow. I think we may be out there tomorrow, going off on those people, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. All right. So now that's what's going on. This is the email address, and I'm gonna put it in the link, but I need y'all to take this down because it's gonna take this live a little while to download. So it's Chicago All Hands on Deck. Chicago All Hands on Deck at gmail.com. If you want to be a part of the movement, what we got going on, then just email Chicago All Hands on Deck at gmail.com, and then just and you'll get all the information there. And we'll say welcome to the movement. And also, so now that's one thing. So let me just give you a healthy tip. Now remember, I told you all, for the month of December, we're going to be doing a fitness challenge. So the fitness challenge, I'm going to post the fitness challenge. You can do it right at home. I'm going to post it, but I want you all to be making sure you're eating healthy. And remember, I said that eating, we're going to be doing all next month, which is no sugar, no starches. All right. So if you don't really know, just think about keto. It's on basically the keto. It's like you're doing keto. No sugar, no starches. So that's what we'll be doing the month of December, along with the workout that I'm going to post for you all. So it's think about keto. When I say no sugar, no starches, just Google keto diet, and then it'll show you and tell you everything you need. But remember, I was telling you all, if you want to replace, so this is how this would look. let's just say you're a starch eater and you like to have mashed potatoes or rice with your meal. So let's just say you got chicken for your dinner. You have chicken, you have vegetables, and you got white rice. Okay? Let's just say you just have to have starches, right? Chicken, vegetable, and white rice. Remember, I told you all they have a lot of alternatives, a lot of options that you can use instead of the white rice or the mashed potatoes. Look, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. So I was telling y'all, I'm gonna show you all. So look, this is rice cauliflower. So look how it look. So it's like a medley, but it looks like rice. You see what I'm saying? It looks like rice, but it's cauliflower. See? Rice veggies, but it's cauliflower medley. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So let's just say for my people who feel like they got to have rice or something like that. Now, this is how your meal could look. You can have a chicken breast, spinach or broccoli, and you can have your rice cauliflower. So now and it's just like you having rice. So you can always substitute that starch with this. They even have cauliflower mashed potatoes. They have it like garlic cauliflower mashed potatoes. They have this like the mashed potatoes in a variety of flavors. So not only can you have cauliflower rice, you can have cauliflower mashed potatoes. So if you want to just have a salmon, cauliflower mashed potatoes, and you want to have broccoli or anything like that, that's how you can substitute. Have a 3-course meal, but substitute that starch with something that if you just gotta have something like mashed potatoes or cauliflower rice, and it makes you feel like you having a starch. Okay, so those are things you can do. So that's just a healthy tip for you all to get ready for the 6-week challenge that we are doing, getting ready to start in December. So you all gonna eat your Thanksgiving food and things like that, and after that it's time to get your mind right. And always remember, because I keep telling y'all, it's you against you. You're the only one standing in your way with anything you do in life, and it goes with working out. That's my motto, with you against you. That's what I preach to my clients. All right, I love y'all. That's my tip for today. Please come to North Carolina. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. We have now anybody who is somewhere else and they want to be a part of this. If you because it's a lot of people in New York who keep saying, Danny, y'all, we want to be a part. We need to have, because this movement, we see y'all. Everybody know y'all in New York, and they own this, and they want to start. So we got people who want to be a part of this from New York, to be a part of that. So we want to make sure. So if you're in North Carolina, if you're in New York, California, or any other of these places that you know that, hey, I'm tired of my city, I want to be a part of a change and things like that, or you just want to help the movement because you believe in it, then still you can be anywhere, any state, anything. You don't have to just be in Chicago, because like I said, we're going to be traveling to different places. So especially if you're a part of our organization, let's just say we get a lot of people from New York. Of course, we're going to be coming to New York and having conferences and having panels there. So like I said, please, email Chicago all hands on deck at gmail.com. And then if you want to be a part, then you can. All right. If you're in Chicago, you want to be a part of the membership, you can. And you want to take advantage of the discount training. Then once you sign up and things like that, then we'll have a free consultation. And the consultation is because I have to look at you and see what your problem areas are. So a lot of people got stomach, it'd be stomach or back fat, stuff like that. I usually look at that, see what your problem areas, so I know. I love you all. Please like and share this video. I don't know what's going on with my live. They messing it up. I don't know. Please like and share this video. And I'm going to try to have something tomorrow, because I saw something, and I'm going to give you all a title when I get a chance. I just want to research it a little bit, because I saw something that I probably want to talk about. All right. I love you all. Always remember to put Jesus first. He's the head of your life. If you're not saved, you have to get saved. All right. All you have to do is ask him to come into to repent first. Repent of your sins and mean it. Ask him to come into your life. Tell him you believe that he is the Son of God and he died for your sins and he rose. Tell him that you want him to come and live in you and you want him to change your heart, change you with everything. You give all of you up because you want all of him. Confess that with your mouth. Ask him to come into your heart and to save you. And you're going to be on that path. All right. I love you all. And let's go. Chicago flips red. Illinois flips red. Let's do it, baby. And you against you. Love y'all.